Hey guys, Sabersting here, back with my free-to-play Raid Shadow Legends episode 8, and in this episode, it's finally happened. We get our first 6-star champion, but it's a controversial choice. Will it benefit me? We'll see. Let's get right into the episode. So, the past couple of days has been absolute grind central. Been on the biggest grind that I've been on since the start of this account, just trying to get food. But what have I been doing? I've been spending all of my energy, and I found myself with a surprising amount of energy because, if you remember, I had barely any energy on my account. But what I went into was these challenges here, and I really just did the whole grind of doing, obviously, arena I've not been able to touch on, and dungeon. I'm on the last part 5 of 5. But these artifact challenges, been doing so many of them, and you get energy for every single one. Some of them are harder to complete than others, and the first part of it seems really unworth it and just really long and boring. But eventually, the rewards that you get, the returns are really, really good, and it means you can get books and shards on the way as well. So I would highly recommend doing them. We've also, drumroll please, massive milestone. Look at this. We've managed to get all of the champions together to be able to fuse this awful dude. Spirit Host, Diabolist, War Maiden, and Heiress. Boom. Let's fuse him. Pow. This Justiciar, he's awful. He's absolutely useless. He's food. He is complete food at this point. Do not even bother. But boom, means we've got loads of gems, and there we have it. The Sacred Shard. And now all of a sudden we're locked out of completing any more missions because we have to get a 6-star. After that, we should actually be completely fine to do all of these, all of them. But the 6-star is something that I need to now focus on, which is why the past couple of days I've just been going in campaign, trying to level up my guys, leveling up from level 1 to rank 2 to rank 3. And it is a long process. But why I did that push to get that Sacred Shard there in the missions is because we have an extra legendary event going on. Seems great, doesn't it? It's an absolute scam. It's definitely a scam. But I've already opened a few sacreds on this account and not got a legendary yet from a sacred. So I just think, why not? It's the best chance I'm going to ever get to get 2 legendaries, really. The chances are I'm not going to be getting that many of these shards on a free-to-play account. So, as a bit of luck, what we're going to do as well is open these shards now as well. Hopefully, we can get some epics to help me get my first 6-star. I'm looking for another epic at least. There's a pig sticker. Awful. Useless. Give me something. Give me something. Courtier. Come on, game. It's been a while since we got something good, I think. We've been spoiled at the beginning of this free-to-play journey, but the luck has completely... Oh, the luck has absolutely dried out. Let's give the Void Shard a go. Boom. Come on. Cold Heart. No. Gear Grinder. Oh, it's a revive. It's a revive on 7-turn cooldown. The one. This is the banker. If only, my fingers are crossed, the grind has been real completing those missions. All for this. All of it was for this. Let's go. Wish me luck. Come on! Give me gold! No! No! Not this guy. Oh, I mean, I've not looked over his kit in quite a while, actually, so he might be doing something of use. Attacks when enemy are provoked. We've already got Sandlash, so it's pretty useless. Attacks all enemies. A heal reduction. Okay, and it's actually... The thing about this is it's a reliable heal reduction as well. So this will help me in a few of the keeps. A shield and a strengthen. We've kind of got Grizzled Jarl, who does an ish. It's not the same ability by any means, but it's still like that kind of support ability. And also we've got Allied Protectors already and stuff. Unhinged, Immune to Fear and True Fear, useless. Absolutely useless. So, yeah, this guy is going to be food for sure. It has to be. That is atrocious. Geez, so I've been spending all of my time just in the campaign doing these challenges still, and I'm really pushing on with them. But it's a pain. And leveling up food champions is the part of the game that, let's be honest, people don't really want to do. The most exciting parts of the game is the pulling shards, the getting new champions, maybe beating people in the arena, some clan boss stuff. But the leveling up the food is the most like boring kind of grind. But as you can see here, I managed to get Outlaw Monk, Armiger, Talia, and this common over here. They're all 5 stars now, so I only need one more, and then I can make my first 6-star. Now, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely crazy. I am an idiot, but I think I'm going to choose Ronda. I don't know. And I might even feed El Hain. I'm contemplating it because I know that El Hain as a 6-star is going to be great, and he's going to help me out with all my dungeon stuff. But I don't know, Ronda. Later game, she's going to help me out way more. Fire Knight, she's obviously a necessity, and I can always get another Elhain. That's the thing. I can always get another Elhain, but I can't ever get another Ronda. And I'm really debating it because everyone else on YouTube, what everyone else does is they'll max their starter champion and get him to 6-star. I'm quite behind with the 6-star now because I don't have one, so I'm falling behind. There's also a champion chase tournament that's coming up in 20 hours. And for champion chase tournaments, you can get the rewards by pulling shards and basically getting champions by other means. But shards is the easiest way to do it. I've got a few shards saved up. Got 4 ancients. And I've got this void that I stumbled upon in the Deck of Fate event. I managed to flip over a void shard. And these ancient shards, I bought 3 with my gems. And I got 1 from dungeons. So I'm actually going to YOLO and just pull these now. If I can get an epic, then he can go towards, if he's an awful one, he can go towards maybe getting another 5-star so I can save Elhain and not feed Elhain. But it's getting to the point where I'm getting a bit fed up and I just really want my 6-star champion quick. We've got another rare here. Abyssal. I actually quite like Abyssal. I'm glad that I got this guy, right? So I'm going to be keeping hold of him. He does a little miniature increased defense and increased attack on a 4-turn. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's a decent little support ability. He's also got a little heal, but the main thing, he's got an attack all enemies on his A1, and he's also got a very slight chance of placing block buffs. Now, because it's attacking all enemies, even though the chance is quite slim, you can actually book this up to, what is that, a 30%? And obviously, if you're attacking all the enemies, that's usually 4 or 5 enemies. So 30% chance on every one. You're going to be getting block buffs out there on at least 1 or 2 people. Abyssal's really good. I actually did use him in my Demon Spawn faction in my main account. So I will be keeping hold of him and probably just sticking him in, sticking some random gear on him and getting him into my Faction Wars team. Another rare here. We've already had this guy, Cataphract. Not good. An epic! An epic! Yes! This is great. This is great. You might be thinking, why am I so buzzing about getting Erinyes? Because Erinyes, as a champion, stinks. She absolutely stinks, right? She is not good. But if we go on to Fusion here, onto Razin, boom! We've already got Erinyes. That skips all of these. That means I don't have to get this Raider. I don't have to get this Wanderer because we've got Erinyes. And it means I can also food these 2, which I was just keeping hold of to do this fusion. So that means we're 1, 2, 3 rares here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 8 rares off getting Razin, which will be amazing, and hopefully I can get him as soon as possible. Let's keep it going. I'm really happy about that Erinyes pull. Let's go. And then another rare to end things off. Banshee, also a decent little rare. I'm going to keep hold of her as well. She's got Death Ray, attacks 2 times at random. Each attack has a 50% chance of placing a block active skill. Very good. Actually, quite a good ability for a rare. And then she's got 2 attack all enemies here. One of them has got a bit of a buff removal. Can be really good on Faction Wars, removing like block damage, removing unkillable, things like that. And then on her A1, just a little chance of placing a small decreased defense, attacks all enemies, get her in a stun set, and she's putting control out there and all these debuffs. Actually really good. I'm not going to feed her. She's great. And now, let's open this Void Shard. Imagine we get an epic. We just want something usable. No, Bulwark. People quite like this guy because he can extend debuffs on people. I've never really got on with him personally. He does place a HP burn, and it's quite reliable. But no, he's not. He's not really doing it for me. So we didn't really get anyone great there, but we did get Erinyes. So that is a plus. What I'm gonna do is I've got a decent amount of silver here, so I think I'm gonna end up stripping El Hain, taking this off her, sticking it onto Ronda, maybe sticking it on someone else that I'm gonna be using, and end up feeding her. A little handy tip, because as you're going through the game and you're doing things like the fusions, you're leveling up champions, you might accidentally end up feeding someone. You might think, yeah, have a glance, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to stick Talia in, or I might just stick Grizzled Jarl in, whatever. And then later on down the line, you're like, oh my god, where did that champion go? And you're like, no, I've accidentally fed them. So what I like to do is, I look at the fusion, and I look and see, okay, what are the champions that I've got, and what are the ones that I need? I can see here, Erinyes, I've then got this Rocktooth guy, I've got this dude down here, Skullsworn, and Halberdier. They're the guys that I've got. I can ignore these two now, because I've already skipped that part, yeah, and I've got Erinyes. So those two down here, I'm free to feed them. Greybeard, I think his name is, or is it Gnarlhorn? Gnarlhorn, yeah, I'm going to keep because he's a decent champion anyway. But if it was like this Raider, who's absolutely awful, I can just feed her straight away. And what I like to do, as a little hint for you guys, is go on this champion vault here, and you can see I've stuck all of these fusion champions into my vault. And this means that I can't accidentally feed these, because especially with the rares, you just might stick one in by accident, and then it's like, oh no, and then you've got to try and wait until you can pull them again from another shard. So definitely do this, and it'll help you and save any unnecessary grief. We've also got to the point now where I'm stuck on the missions because I have to upgrade a champion to rank 6. And then if we go on the arena, we can see that I've gone down. I've gone down again. Obviously, I need to do a few more fights. I've got full tokens here. I need to do my fights for today still. But I really was trying to get up to gold, and people just seem to be really hard at this point. Everyone's kind of around the 50/60k power mark, and obviously I can pick off these easy guys here. But a team like this, with Kale at 6-star and these two at 4-star, I won't be able to beat this team because a 6-star champion is so powerful on his own. At the moment, he can absolutely wreck me. So I really need a 6-star to be able to get up to Gold Arena. And that unlocks, obviously, more Great Hall, more mission stuff. So it's kind of imperative that I get this 6-star as soon as possible now. I'm reaching that point where I can't avoid it any longer, and I have to make a decision. Those boots are only 3-star, but they've got good stats there. You can see they're speed boots, which is great. Double rolling crit damage, and some other good stats as well. So even though they're 3-star, I am going to keep them because I might have to stick them in a cruel set. These gloves, awful. This chest, I mean, no, I'm not really keeping that. Accuracy and speed on this weapon, so I'm going to keep this because if you see a piece of gear and it's in a set like accuracy, right? Or maybe it's in a speed set. You're looking for substats that make sense to do with that set. So this set is accuracy, and then we've got bonus accuracy here on the substat and bonus speed. This makes complete sense. There's no point to say, if you were going to look at maybe a crit damage set, you're going to be putting crit damage on really like champions that are attack based or maybe defense based, and they want to hit hard. So there's no point in getting crit damage gear that's got, like, if it's an attack champion, that's got something like accuracy on if they're not landing debuffs. If it's got, like, maybe it's got attack on, but it's a defense-based champion or a HP-based champion like Arix, there's no point in having attack percent on there because it's not going to benefit her at all. So when you're looking at gear and substats, make sure it's relevant because the substats are way more important than being drawn in and saying, this piece of gear is really high star. An example of this is this relentless gear, because I won a tournament, and when you win tournaments, you get this relentless gear, and it looks great, new and shiny, 18% chance to get an extra turn. You get lured in, and you think, I'm going to stick this on a champion, and it'll be amazing. Relentless gear is amazing, but if you get a piece like this, flat HP on the gloves, No speed, no crit rate, no nothing to work with. If I stick this on a champion, it's not really doing anything for me. These stats are awful. This piece here, flat HP again, not what you want. And then another flat HP. You want percentage stats. The percentage stats are where you want to be going, because the flat stats don't make any difference and they're way less. You get way less benefit from it. So just sticking these pieces on someone just to get the relentless bonus is not worth it. Maybe if you've got one semi-okay piece, then you can complete the set with 3 other good pieces, then fair enough, do that. But if you've got 4 awful pieces, do not do it. And people get lured into just completing sets. And I remember when I was first starting the game, I was obsessed with just getting matching sets on the champion, like making sure, even if the gear was crap, just making sure to get matching sets. And do not do that. It is the least important thing. You want to make sure they've got good stats, they've got maxed out crit rate, they've got a decent amount of speed, they've got a decent amount of accuracy, and things like that. So, when you get a champion to 6-star, which is what I'm going to be doing now, it's obviously why people do the starter champion is so that they can get them fully ascended. Because when they're fully ascended, you can get all of their masteries, which I'll show you in a second. Ronda, I've only got 3-star. I've just unlocked her passive ability. I still need to get her up another 3 stars. So that's where my focus is going to be. Because when I upgrade Ronda to 6-star, I have to get her to 6-star ascended. And that's where I'm going to be getting all the benefit from her masteries and things like that. So in the short term, this might not be too beneficial for me because she'll get extra stats because obviously she's going to be a higher rank, but she won't have all the masteries yet, which is why that's going to be a massive focus for me. And when I can get that unlocked, all of a sudden, Fire Knight becomes easy, Spider becomes easy, Dragon becomes easy, because Ronda is hopefully just going to carry me through it all, and she's very beneficial even in the late game, whereas Elhain and the starter champions, the rare champions, kind of drop off in that. So I am thinking really long term with this one versus the short term benefit where Elhain will probably be better for me. But I'm going to do it. I don't care. Armiger is a great champion. Ideally, I would keep him. Yeah. But that doesn't matter because I know that Armiger is very common. Obviously, yeah, he's an uncommon champion. So I know that I'm going to be getting multiple copies of Armiger. Yeah, again. And because uncommons and rares are so easy to ascend, they're really cheap to ascend and they're easy to level up. And that means that I can easily get another copy of him and put some gear on him like quite easily, as opposed to legendaries and epics that are way more costly to ascend and things like that. And finally, at long last, I have my first 6-star champion, Ronda. Get in. Now, all of you guys should have, hopefully you haven't used it already, all of you should have this mega XP barrel, and this will take us straight up to 6-star. You always want to use this XP barrel when you've just made a champion 6-star, just get them straight up to level 60, yeah? But I'm not going to use this straight away now, because I can see in my missions coming up, I have upgrade a champion to level 60. I'm not sure if I do this to Ronda now, then this mission will be completed by the time I get to it, or I have to wait until I'm actually on the mission to be able to do it. So this is actually really tricky for me. If I upgrade Ronda to level 60 now, great, that's what I want to do. But I don't know if this is all of a sudden going to become locked, and then I need to do another 6-star champion, which will be a pain in the arse, and get them to level 60. So I have to look this up before I can rush into using the barrel on Ronda. Also, because I hit level, I think it was level 38, I unlocked the Sand Devil dungeon. Now, let me show you it, because when you hit this level, you might think, oh, new dungeon, really cool. It's hard. It's very, very hard. And I don't know why this unlocks so early, because I've really struggled with it on my main account, and I'm like level 80 on there. So basically, the rewards that this drops is oil, and you use this oil to ascend, like you can ascend your champions. Now, it's a new feature that they've kind of added. You can ascend your artifacts. And what that means is, you just get extra stats on your artifacts. So, when you unlock the dungeon, I wouldn't recommend like going and wasting your energy in there, because it'll be really hard and you don't really get much return, obviously, in the lower levels. So, what I would do is you do get some oil to start off with. You can see here I had 300 lesser oil and 80 medium oil. And what you can do is get a good piece like this, right? This is 5-star. Make sure the piece is at least like a really good 4-star piece or 5-star. And what you want to do is see if it's got good stats like this: boom, speed, attack percent, and crit rate. This is going to be on Ronda for a very, very long time. So what I can do here is just ascend it, and I can get a bonus stat. I got defense there, so I would have really preferred attack. That's not great, but it's just bonus stats. So I also ascended before to kind of see how it would turn out. These gloves here, and these gloves are attack percentage gloves because I'm looking to get Ronda out of crit rate because I've got her with quite a lot of crit rate, and hopefully change her into something like attack percentage or crit damage, because that'll mean that I'll still have all the crit rate because I'll get it from all the other pieces, some masteries and so on, but I can boost up her attack or her crit damage by loads, and that is ideally the stage that you want to get to with the nukers and your damage dealers. That's where you want to be. I rolled it and ascended it, and I got some extra HP, which means she'll be surviving a bit more. So this is really important, and it can make your artifact a lot stronger. If you've got a really good artifact and it rolls something crap, like flat defense on here wasn't great, it's not the end of the world because it's just extra stats. The piece is still as good as it was before, but it's just got some bonus stats. So it's important to pick out your really good kind of artifacts. This one here is a really good example as well. Crit rate, lots of crit rate, speed, attack, and yeah, some good stats there. You'd be ascending this up. Hopefully it lands some more crit rate, maybe something like that. I'm going to ascend actually this piece here because it's got attack percentage. It's got a double roll of crit rate as well. I'm just going to give this a go, and this has got a chance to land all of these extra stats here. Ideally, I'm looking for something like attack percentage. I get defense percentage, not the end of the world, right? Actually, percentage stats are really good. So that means Ronda's defense is going up. So that's what you want to be looking for when you're ascending artifacts. So to round off the video, we made Ronda our first 6-star champion, managed to get her out of crit rate gear. You can see here I've got her about 75% crit rate, so still needs to go up a bit, but her attack is way more than it was before. And basically just showing you little tips about how you want to be moving forward at this stage. So thanks for making it to the end of the video and sticking with me this far. If you liked the video and it helped you a little bit, then make sure to drop a like and subscribe, because a lot of people that have been watching these videos don't subscribe, and it really helps me out a lot. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next episode.